Hello, and welcome to the channel. For those of you that don't know me, I'm John Morgado. I'm a film photographer based out of Northern Virginia, but that's not what this video is about. Today we're going to talk about a birthright, a passage that every young photographer, film photographer, makes to become a film daddy or mommy. Today I'm going to develop my first roll of medium format film. Now, this is not to say I haven't developed a roll of film before. I've done one roll of film in my bathroom like a delinquent. I think it was a roll of Kodak Ultramax, and I loaded it up into like a point-and-shoot Olympus. It's a popular one, the AX. I can't remember. And I went to the Pride Parade in DC. So all the color distortions and dust, I guess, matched with the theme of rainbows that day. It was also back when I was going through a street photography phase, so don't judge me. So what you'll need for this is a light-sealed developing tank, your C41 chemicals, a funnel to pour the chemicals back into the bottle because they are reusable, a beaker to measure when you're creating the chemicals, and a squeegee, a thermostat, and a darkroom bag. Once you got all your stuff together, your next step is to load your roll of medium format film inside the development tank. So you're going to want to put that in the dark bag. All you need is the light sealed developing tank and your roll of film. Once you get it in there, I like to unravel the film all the way. Try and hold on to the sides. I don't like to put too many fingerprints on it. And then you want to feed it through these teeth. And then once it's in there a bit, you kind of just shift it back and forth. It's pretty self-explanatory, and it feeds it all the way through. Most important part of this step is to make sure you don't force it in there and that it feeds in properly. If the film is smushed up against each other, the chemicals won't get to every part of the piece of film, and as you see on my second roll, it looks all kinds of up. Once your film is loaded, go ahead and head into a bathroom, or really any place you can get hot water, because the chemicals need to be at a temperature of 102 degrees Fahrenheit. The Blix can be off by about 10 degrees, but the developer needs to be spot on 102 degrees. While your chemicals are heating up, you're going to want to do the first step, which is to pre-wash your film. This one's pretty self-explanatory and simple. Just get some water. Also, try and make it at 102 degrees. Go ahead and pour it into your container and let it sit for a minute, and then pour it out. So the second step, you're going to want to pour the developer in the tank. It's going to sit inside the tank for a total of 3 minutes and 30 seconds. But for the first 10 to 15 seconds, you're going to want to agitate. So kind of tip it up and down, or shake it around a little bit, and then put it back down. After that, every 30 seconds, you're going to agitate for 5 seconds. Oh, and remember, you can actually pour this back in. This is reusable. Some people say up to 8 times, some people say up to 12. So once it's done, don't pour it out, pour it back into a container for your next roll of film. Step number 3. Step number 3 is the same as step number 2, except you're pouring Blix inside of the container, and you're doing it for 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Same idea though, when you first pour it in there, 15 seconds agitate it, then after, every 30 seconds agitate it for 5 seconds. With this one, most important thing is this is the most toxic one, so if you can turn a fan on or be in a more ventilated area. Obviously I didn't do that, and I just try to get far away from it, but just keep that in mind. This stuff's not good for you to breathe in. So for this step, you technically can expose your film to light now, but you're going to want to leave it in. And just wash your film, wash the chemicals off your film. There's no particular way. I like to keep the water at 102 degrees Fahrenheit just in case it messes with the chemicals somehow. You're just going to want to rinse it out until the water is clear. So I pour it in, pour it back out, pour more in, pour it back out. Once it's clean, you are ready to step 5. So last but not least, step number 5 is the fixer. This one's pretty simple. The fixer doesn't need to be at any particular temperature. It can be room temperature. I pour it in there, 15 to 30 seconds. I just pour it in there, kind of shake it around. Once I'm at the 30-second mark, I pour it back out. After you're done with that, you're going to want to give it one last rinse, so you're not really touching chemicals when you take it out. and then you're ready to hang your film up and dry it. So when you dry your film, I mean, the most ideal place is with like the least amount of airflow, so least amount of dust gets on it. But find the best place you can and make sure you use a squeegee so there's no watermarks. So after that, you're good to scan. I typically like to leave them up overnight so I don't gotta wait for them. But as long as they're dry, they're good to go. And this is how they turned out. So the two mystery rolls, one was for a video I attempted to make and shot in Richmond, so I just left it at the bottom. And then the second one that I f***ed up was actually from the first time I shot medium format in Portugal. But it's fine, I think I got like 2 or 3 images out of it, and I might have already like messed that roll up. That's why I didn't want to spend money on developing it. Thank you for joining me on this trip to manhood. As always, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll love you forever.